found a whole bag of someone's remains. Like, I'm not even joking. We were just gonna show you the boxes before of the urns, but bro, we just found someone. No, look at this. No, this is a whole bag of someone's remains right here.
I was just looking through shit over here and I was like, no way.
That is somebody's ashes in a bag right there.
Families once came to this funeral home with the people they loved, trusting this business to handle what came after the final goodbye. Today, the building sits abandoned, with furniture, paperwork, and equipment exactly where they were once positioned. In the basement, caskets were stacked like they were still waiting to be purchased. The preparation room remained intact, with metal tools scattered across the embalming table. Nearby, cremated remains were still sitting on a shelf, never returned to the families waiting for them. We entered through the owner's living quarters, directly above the funeral home he once ran. Let's explore.
Alright everyone, for the first time on this channel, we are exploring an abandoned funeral home. Not only is this the first video I've ever shot of a funeral home, but it's the first time I've ever explored one, not only in decent shape, but that has anything left in it at all. I'm 3 for 3 for getting into funeral homes in general, since I've been exploring, but none of them have ever had anything left. I've been too late to the party each and every time. And so, hopefully, that's all about to change today. Let's head into a bedroom, I'm assuming, yes. So I think the owners definitely lived here, or at least the caretakers. Everything is just completely left behind. Old family photos. A hat with a half-ripped dollar. Could be good luck, but that's gonna stay right there. Alright guys, so now we're gonna push into this kitchen, I believe. Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff hanging from the ceiling up there. That's cool. And over here, we have the pantry area. And this is still stocked. There's so much left in here. Corn if anyone wants it. Oh my gosh. I bet half of this stuff isn't even expired yet. I'm going to pan over to my left here, and we're going to walk into this room, which also kind of resembles an office or maybe a little living room. Again, I don't expect any of the lights to turn on, but I do know people have plugged their own batteries into these before to make them turn on, which is just insane. These curtains, well, drapes, I guess you should say, because the actual curtain, this might be bright, is behind that. You can see the material here. Very bright. We're facing right into the sun. And wow, look at these. All these old DVDs or CDs? I think DVDs. Let's check out Hold Your Fire. Wow. Okay, they are CDs. All right, we're on the main floor now of the funeral home, and this is where this place is gonna go from looking like an abandoned house to one of the coolest abandoned funeral homes you've potentially ever seen. Wow. This is insane. The amount of detail in here is just crazy. From the plants in the corner to the chairs. I mean, come on, look at all the detail on this. That's nuts. The lampshade. My goodness. And these statues. This is incredible. I'm going to pan the camera to my right, and we're gonna find Cam again. That actually kind of startled me. Let's look in this cabinet. Look at this. Oh my gosh. That's nuts, dude. Like, what? I'm gonna pan again to the left, and we're gonna see a completely different setup in this room. First of all, this couch looks so comfy. Like, I kind of would want to lay on that if I had the opportunity to, and take a nap. Up here, I've seen this picture in just about every single grandparent's house that I've ever been inside of, so that's a classic. Here's an office. One of the first actual offices that we've seen outside of just a few desks and computers. All this stuff is literally frozen in time by definition. Wow. All right, this is where everything starts to change. At least that's how it looks. First of all, I wasn't even going to pan this way, but this painting is absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to assume this is the room that we were just in. So yeah, now that we've made that connection, we'll turn this way and head over here. Wow. This is insane. Lift up thine eyes. All right, pushing out of here, I think the viewing room is straight ahead, so we're gonna turn to our right to get a better angle of it. Basically, and correct me in the comments if I'm incorrect about this, but I'm pretty sure there would have been a casket here, full size with the body inside of it, and there would have been a TV up, potentially in either corner, playing a video, remembering the person who's passed, and then everyone who came to the ceremony, or whatever they may call it, would sit here in the viewing section. And I'm gonna walk down the aisle here because I think that this is just so out of the ordinary. You don't see rooms like this and places like this every day. And I don't know, maybe I'm just blown away because I haven't seen a funeral home myself yet. But every single aspect of this place is so unique and detailed. Does this work? I'm gonna say yes. That's a shame. I don't even know how these would work. It's a nice, nice piano though. But I'm gonna turn around and we're gonna get a view from this side. As cool as this room is, it's yet again time to move on to the next portion of this funeral home. So we're gonna open up this right here and go into what almost looks like the front entrance. I think that's actually exactly what this is. And this is a very interesting room. Number one, first thing I noticed, there's a lot of mold in here. More mold in here than we've seen decay basically in this entire place, which means there's obviously not a lot of light and air getting in here, but it's actually kind of surprising considering how many windows are on this side next to the road. And that goes back into the funeral home where we're going to continue on to in a second. But before we do that, I just want to pan one more time over here and look at a few of these things. I mean, honestly, I could point out the table, the plant, whatever this is, and the plant over there. If you guys do know what this is, please drop that in the comments. This almost looks like this was for religious purposes, like for the Eucharist maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, I'm rubbing up against the fake plant. At least that's fake, not real. Otherwise that would be all over the ground. And obviously I'm going to assume this is the same deal with this one. Yeah. And the last little detail in here is these paintings. Just unique. All right, everyone. So Cam and I came downstairs finally, And I'm going to step in the box, over the box, and open this cabinet up, or this closet, I should say. Wow. These prayer cards or note cards. Don't really want to open them. They're all perfectly packaged. Like, what is this? This is crazy. Could spend days in here reading about all this stuff, but I'm going to back out of here. There's not a lot of space. And we have some stuff in the corner over here. Bunch of old outfits. This doesn't even feel like real material on this coat hanger. And wow. I guess it makes sense, but it's ironic that everything in here is about memories. Memories and memorials. And there's this banner too. That's really cool. I'm assuming nothing in here. Wow, this is the coolest room of them all. Wow. Oh my gosh. Those are model caskets, I believe. Obviously, they're not full size. Oh my goodness. $900. What are you doing with half of a casket? Unless these were, don't want to say it, but for smaller people like kids, which is sad. But obviously they're just models. And you can buy all these little accessories, it looks like, to decorate. Wow. Insane, isn't it? It is. These must all obviously be models, right? I mean, there's...
It looks like it's where they will come through and, see which one they want.
Are there more over here?
Yeah.
Seriously?
You gotta see this.
Oh my gosh. First of all, I can't get over how clean all the clothing is. Like, this suit is probably worth like $800. That's insane.
Dude, we just found cremated remains in there. Like, I'm not even joking.
I think so, yeah.
Like 2 boxes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you
I
serious?
swear to God.
Okay, I gotta go down here really quick, and then I'm gonna follow you guys, and we're gonna finish this out together, okay? All right, let me go down here really quick, because that's insane, and I don't even want to think about that yet. Holy shit. It's very confusing. Like, look at some of these caskets, like this one, I would point out, looks like it's in one piece. This looks like it's chopped right in half, and that's $2,900 for, well, either half the casket or they're just showing that as an example of what it may look like. Still weird that they would order models that are half the size, though. I mean, this is worth 11 grand. That is insane. And you can see how it's supposed to look right in here. Let's push over on this side where I think there are more caskets, model caskets that is. I mean, I'm just blown away. First funeral home, and this is what we're dealing with? I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better explorer back in the States after Europe. This is just incredible. We'll get one more look over here. I definitely want to go see these cremated remains. I don't think it's that crazy that they may have found some in here, but I didn't know that there were any here. Yeah. First and foremost, look at this. That piano is sick. Off to our right-hand side, I can see some lights. We're not going to go in there yet. I want to wait for them to take their pictures before I show you guys. But that is the embalming room, and I have a feeling it's going to look absolutely nuts. Looks like we have a stretcher here, straight out of a hospital, it seems. Wow. A quiet reflection. That is insane. And we'll go back there in a second. Looks like there may be another office back there or something. I just turned around and saw, well, Kyle. Look at this. I was going to say, I didn't see this room when I was just scanning it a second ago to figure out what else to film. They must have had a statue in here of someone or something that they were lighting up. An important person or something along those lines. And then just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm seeing, oh my gosh. What is this? That looks crazy. Anything else? I mean, besides how insane this all just looks. There are more family photos here. Alright guys, so I just came out of that room and we're going to head towards the office back here. But there's two things I want to point out. Well, three. Number one, the safe. Just open here in the corner. That's awesome. Just a bunch of checks. To my right, obviously we have the nice setup here. But what I wanted to show you was in here. We're going to break the rule again and open the fridge. And look at these sodas. I mean, you can't tell me that this is like more than a year old. I know it's not bubbly, right? So you can tell it's been there for a little bit, but I mean, it looks perfectly fine. I'd almost drink that. This place has been abandoned for 3-4 years now, I'm pretty sure. And so to walk through it, still having it look like this with everything preserved the way that it is and nearly no mold or decay is just insane. And this place just keeps going. I mean, there's so much detail in here. I'm just going to kind of walk down this line. You can see some mold over here where it tore through the calendar. That's insane. More computers. Antlers. And then the main desk over here. All right, Cam, I think we've made them wait long enough. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think it's time to head in and check out the coolest part of this entire place. Let's end the suspense. This is the embalming room. My first true embalming room that I have ever seen. And it comes with a full-size casket and a wheelchair. And actually, before we get any further along, Cam, what do you think I'm going to say about this chair?
What's up?
What do we do about chairs on this channel? What happens with them? What do we think about chairs, Cam?
I don't know.
We choose one. You know this to be the chair of the episode. And this wheelchair is going to be the chair. Why? Because two reasons. Number one, I mean, A, it just looks insane. And two, I completely forgot about the chair challenge until I just said that. And so I think we're not going to see many other chairs. So this right here is the official Luke Explorers chair of the episode. Let's get back to the embalming room. I want to take a look at the casket because this just is insane. I don't know if it's weird to touch this. Don't know if someone laid here at one point in time. I doubt it. Otherwise, this would probably be underground. But, I mean, this is just gnarly. I've never seen a casket this close up before, ever. I mean, come on. We're going to turn our attention back over here to the embalming table. And this is everything. First of all, look at all the little utensils here. Still prepped. Like this is going to be used tomorrow. That's crazy. We're going to leave that as is. All of the lights right here, providing the adequate lighting to see what they're doing. And then back here, we have all of these bottles. What is this? Kelly Dema EDE. Edimations in swollen tissue reducing formula. So obviously all of this was used to treat the bodies post-mortem before they would go in the caskets and get ready for the burial services. And I mean, Icerine, emollient lotion for cracked hands. That's to make the bodies look less dried out, I would assume. And then, you know, shampoo, conditioner, different kinds of paints. And of course the sink This is always a classic in autopsy rooms and embalming rooms. This is nuts. I absolutely love this place. And of course, I just have to show you the table again. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is an urn where they would put ashes, and, well, I don't think there's any ashes in there. That one's empty. That's probably a good thing. And then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw this syringe with this crazy looking needle. That is as close to this as we're gonna get. If I go and pan to the left, I almost missed it, but I am 99% sure this is the morgue. They had the vents for the cooling up there to keep the body cold. And then obviously they would slide them in and out using this. I don't know if these opened at any point or what they would have done. They almost look like massive doors, but I think that's just part of the design. And then if I just turn around once again and come back out this way, this is just an incredible sight. One thing we didn't look at was behind the table, and this is crazy. You guys are going to see a clip if you didn't see it already. I have a strong feeling that off to my right hand side, not only are we going to find the embalming room, but I think we are about to run. What?
Right now.
What?
We just found a whole bag of someone's remains. Like, I'm not even joking. We were just gonna show you the boxes before of the urns, but bro, we just found someone. No, look at this.
No,
this is a whole bag of someone's remains right here.
I was just looking through shit over here and I was like, no way.
That is somebody's ashes in a bag right there.
Right?
I can't even fathom
I'm
that.
lost on words.
Okay, Cam, can you hold this for a second?
Is there any more?
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Bro, that's somebody. That is somebody.
Yeah. That might be Priscilla.
We found remains in here, and I didn't want to come in this room at all. In fact, I kind of closed my eyes running in, so I didn't ruin it for myself. But I was filming, and the guys yelled for me, and yeah, they found this in here. So I think we're going to try to remove this in some way. Not take it home, obviously, but hide it, because that's just disrespectful, and, you know, I don't really know what else to call it. It just feels wrong to, you know, play with people's remains like that. Like, that was a human being. So that's just nuts. And again, this being my first funeral home, all of this is completely new to me. This is also Cam's first funeral home. What do you think about this?
It's crazy, man.
I mean, like, come on. That site right there is everything. Doesn't this place look like it just closed yesterday? Like, literally?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, but I heard you just say
2022. So it's been a little while, but I was pointing out before, like, there's no mold on any of these walls. Like, yeah, there's some cobwebs up there and, you know, everything looks a little dirty, but you can't tell me that this doesn't look like it's just been sitting here for maybe a year, maybe. And I'm so glad that they have a full-size casket. I mean, they had the half ones, which is cool, but this just puts everything into perspective. Wow.
ashes. I don't know if that's what that is. Right here.
Oh my God.
Is that what that is?
Yep. Dude. I think there's a lot more remains here than we thought. Like, oh my gosh, here's another urn. Should we see if there's anything in here? I kind of want to. Let's bring it over here. It's heavy. I think that there's going to be something in here. Tell me that this doesn't open.
I was going to say, my bad.
There's no way.
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
That's insane. They must have opened at some point. How about this one? This one does. This one opens. Yeah. Ready? Empty. So there may just be the remains of 1 or 2 people in here, which is still insane, especially because I just basically stepped on someone. Alright everyone, that is going to take us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this exploration of my first abandoned funeral home. You got to come witness this with me. Everything from the embalming table with everything left behind, to the caskets, to the urns. I mean, there's literally human remains right here. I mean, this is just crazy. It feels wrong to even touch this stuff. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, and let's explore.